I love that.
Alright folks, this is me. I'm shouting. Alright folks, this is me just taking a chance to cut some grass up here in the Westfield silvopasture system. Got the goat girls grazing behind me. Hey girls, they're very happy in there. Got quite a nice sunny, dry, blustery day. We've got the BCS and scythe cutter out. We're just going to experiment cutting a little bit of grass as hay. We'll probably rake it up and hang it on the fences just to see how that dries. I'm not too worried about hay this year. If it doesn't do too well, then we can just use it as a mulch. But anyway, thought we'd give that a go, so better make hay while the sun shines and all that. So yeah, a little bit of hay cut. With regards to the geese, we're not going to be able to get them today as we'd hoped, but that gives us time to finish off the goose house, put it in the right position, get some poultry netting up around it, and get ready for that. Alright, just go and have a look and see how the guys from New Zealand are getting on with the chicken compost build. Well, hey. Thank you. Right. It's great to see the big chunky posts in the ground.
You get the brace around the around the outside.
Yeah.
That'll stiffen it up.
Great. Alright, so these guys are taking on the challenge of making us a new and better and improved chicken compost system here in the straw yard. If you watch a few vlogs back, you'll have seen we bring in all our organic waste and we dump it in a pile here. And for some time I've been wanting to try and make it a little bit more of a dedicated corner for that. So these guys just started to work on this morning, and already it's taking shape. It's quite bizarre for me not to have been involved in this at all. So the idea with the design was to use these pallets, basically working with what we have here already on the farm. So they deconstructed the rough compost area that had been made and cleaned it up a bit, did a bit of weeding, and then using some pallets they've created this kind of retaining wall. And I was asking that it could be made with a door or a piece of the wall that could be opened here so that I can stand in the chicken house and shovel in the chicken manure from the house quite easily. The idea with these tall posts is that we can add a roof for various reasons. One, to try and reduce the amount of rain that falls on the compost heap so it's not washing away all the nutrients, especially with the large amount of snow that we get. And two, it'll give the chickens a nice shady place to sit. They could use this potentially as a place to perch in, to get out of the sun or to get out of the rain and the snow. And of course, as they're sitting there with their bums hanging over the compost heap, they'll be adding their own little deposits. And then if we do a nice sloping roof, we'll be able to catch water off of that potentially. We can add a rainwater butt and get water that could either be for the hens or at least for washing out their feed trays and things like that. So yeah, great to see this happening because it's been on the list for some time. Alright, it's yet another day. This has been a multi-day vlog. I was just helping Rosa with the goats up to the north field. And it's Saturday now, and today we are getting the geese. It's official, we will be goose laden. Is that a term? Just getting some kindling.
Yep.
So the goose house, the goose wagon is pretty much done. We've just got to set up a bit of the electric poultry netting now. We're putting them in the goat paddock, which is closest to the house, just so we can keep an eye on them and let them get used to their surroundings before we take them into the wilder places of the farm. They can share the goat paddock for a bit with the goats. So Mum and I are out here. She's just been finishing off a few last minute additions to the Goose HOOSE. Alright, so the goose house is done. Finally we have made our house for the geese, and here it is. Quite a lovely looking building. Oh, and here's the co-builder with me, my fantastic mum. Are you pleased?
So, yes.
Yeah?
I think it's too heavy for me, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's not the most easiest things to move. When it was a goat shelter, it was just the plastic water piping with a tarp over it, and that was much easier to move. Now we've had to make it predator proof because it's poultry going in there, and we've put the chicken wire on. It's a lot heavier. That's my sister. Say hello, Sister Lucy.
Hi. Photo bombing.
Maybe we'll meet her later, but that's my sister up from Edinburgh, coming and staying for a wee while with us. Yes, so the goose house, or the goose wagon, or what we think, actually, considering we're in Scotland, is the Goose HOOSE.
The goose loose, root the hoose.
Well, let's hope they're not loose, because we're going to go and catch them later. But it's great to have it done. They're probably going to look at it and go, what is that? I'm not going to stay in that. But I'm pretty pleased with it, considering it started off as something else. Started off for one animal and has been repurposed for another. So we've got a door on here. They've got the tarp at the back, so that they can get some shade if they need it, or if it's really, really awful weather. But I've been told these geese are very hardy and will stay out in all weathers. So that's done. So now we just need to get the geese. Talking of builds, well, Mum and I have been doing this goat house to Goose HOOSE job renovation. Our volunteers, Ricky and Cherie, have been doing an outstanding job at building us a more dedicated composting system within the chicken straw yard, and this is something I'd been meaning to get done for months. They really do have the necessary skills to be doing this, and they've done a fantastic job for us, really having to just work with what they could find, scrap wood and scrap metal around the farm, so not the easiest of jobs. So we'll just go and see how they've been getting on. Well, hey! Well, look at that! I came along at the right moment.
You did. So the finishing touch.
Look at that. So, look at this, guys. We have a finished, incredibly sturdy, bomb-proof composting house with, look at that finishing touch. A beautiful little kiwi, which is perfect considering this was built by a couple of Kiwis. How do you think it's gone?
Good.
Yeah, I was just explaining to our viewers that you've had to make this completely from scrap material that you found around our farm.
That would be the challenge.
Was that the challenge?
Yeah. Yeah. Too many heavy-duty tools.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
just
you've
the
been
basics.
having to work with just the collection of tools that we have, which is one step above mostly just using hand tools. Had to search through all our ramshackle collection of chisels and blunt chainsaws. Amazing. Thank you so much. So this build is far beyond anything Rosa and I could have done, or certainly within the time that Ricky and Cherie have done this. It's just been a few days of work for them, and just shows you what it's like if you manage to get volunteers who have got some serious skills behind them, you can get something done really well and really quickly. I'm not sure I could really go into detail about it in this vlog, but there is a vlog you can watch called Chickens Make Our Compost. We talk about our chicken composting system here on the farm, about why we keep our chickens in the straw yard here. I'll do a dedicated vlog about this very soon so you can get an understanding of why we've got such an impressive building as this. Alright, that's us all ready to go to our friend's house and pick up the geese that we're going to buy from them. We've got this cage in the back of the car, so hopefully that's going to be big enough for the geese, and we'll put them in there, cover them up so that they're nice and calm. It's not a long journey that we're doing with these guys. What do you think? Do you think the cage is going to be good?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm going to go and get my gloves. So these were our geese, well, soon to be our geese. And we're getting these off of Kelly because she's got quite a lot of poultry at the moment, so she's trying to downsize. And so we're taking them off her hands. It's quite calm actually, considering there's some little dogs right next to them right now. So.
Famous last words. So what's the best way to catch a goose?
Well done, Kelly.
This is number 7. Going in the van.
That was much quicker than I thought it would be. That normally is like the worst to herd.
Are they all in? All in the same? Woohoo! And with space as well.
Great. Alright, thanks a lot. See ya. Alright, that's the geese in the back of the van. Making a bit of a mess, but that's all good. and off we go back to home. Alright, that's us got round the farm with the geese in the back of the trailer. Time to let them out. Going to go up and bring the goats down from the north field where they've been all day. We've left the geese alone for a wee while just to settle in. Going to bring the goats down and see how they get on with the geese. They're not in the same field. Well, they're in the same field, but it's separated by a piece of poultry netting. So they'll just be able to eyeball each other but won't get in each other's ways. Oh, it's a beautiful evening. It's been such a humid day. Really warm. We're meant to have good weather tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to hopefully get out and carry on with this hay that I've been experimenting with making. So the day starts and finishes with the goats. Up in the morning, down in the evening. So this is the first meeting of our new geese with our goats. What do you think of our new geese, Rosa?
I love them. Don't know whether we should name them.
No, we shouldn't.
They just kind of make sense here.
Alright folks, I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of vlogs documenting us getting our first ever geese here at Tappenoff Farm. I want to say a big thanks to Kelly and Dan and the family at their smallholding for helping us get the geese, getting them in the car very swiftly and smoothly today.
Good goose catchers.
Very good goose catchers. I think we're both really excited. We can't wait to kind of get to know how to keep geese and start watching their behaviour and seeing how they fit into the different systems we have here at Tappa North. So we'll sign out just now, folks. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you to all our new subscribers that we've had recently. It really means a lot to get all of you subscribing and liking and commenting, because it certainly keeps us making these vlogs. We'll catch you later. See ya.
Myrtle's just hopped in and started eating all the grain.